Welcome to Nintendo K Channel. I'm Danny. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into Atelier Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land. This is the 26th main entry in the long-running Atelier series, introducing a brand new protagonist, Yumiya. If you're new to the series, Atelier Yumiya is a role-playing game or RPG that blends alchemy-based crafting, exploration, and combat. In this installment, players follow Yumiya Liesfeld, an alchemist seeking to uncover the truth behind the fall of the Aladician Empire, a once thriving civilization built on alchemy. Now that we covered the basics, let's get into the core of the game. How does it actually perform on Nintendo Switch? Thanks to Koei Tecmo for providing the game, I was able to analyze the game's frame rate performance. The Nintendo Switch version targets 30 frames per second or FPS, and the game offers two graphical modes, Performance Mode and Quality Mode. Performance Mode prioritizes frame rate for smoother gameplay, but lowers the game's resolution. Meanwhile, Quality Mode enhances resolution for a sharper visual experience, but sacrifices some responsiveness. By default, the game starts in Performance Mode, but you can switch it in the settings. Starting with the in-game cutscenes, the frame rate generally maintains 30 FPS, but occasionally dips to 25 FPS, especially during action-heavy moments. In some instances, cutscene frame rates can even drop to the low 20s. Interestingly, I also noticed frame rate anomalies occurring during slower dialogue scenes, even when there wasn't much happening on screen. One of the biggest additions to this entry is its open world design, allowing players to gather materials and uncover hidden locations. While moving Yumiya through these expansive environments, the frame rate mostly stays near 30 FPS, but does exhibit occasional frame time spikes. Walking and gently moving the camera around generally feels smooth. However, traversing different terrain, such as grassy plains, rocky formations, or water can cause frame rate fluctuations, especially when approaching enemies or gathering materials. These inconsistencies vary depending on the area and the speed at which you encounter them. During battles, I found that frame rate behavior depends on both enemy types and terrain. Fighting near or on water, for example, can cause frame rate and frame time to take a noticeable hit. While battles on solid ground tend to perform better. When multiple characters are attacking simultaneously, or when there's a lot of action on screen, the frame rate may momentarily dip. However, this varies depending on the situation and what's happening at any given moment. So far, I've only discussed the performance mode, but interestingly, when comparing both modes, I found that their frame rate performance is nearly identical. The only difference is that the quality mode provides a bump in resolution, making the game look sharper. Given how similar the performance is, I highly recommend switching to quality mode from the start to take advantage of the improved visuals without sacrificing much responsiveness. So in short, both performance and quality modes have little difference in frame rate performance. To wrap things up, I say the game's performance is mixed. It does reach 30 FPS at times and stay close to that target, but performance hiccups are present in various situations, some expected and others surprising, such as during cutscenes. While it's not a flawless experience, due to the game's RPG nature and lack of Twitch-based action gameplay, the frame rate inconsistencies aren't deal breakers. However, everyone's tolerance for frame rate fluctuations differs, so your mileage may vary. As long as you keep your expectations in check, Atelier Yumiya is still an enjoyable experience on the Nintendo Switch. Alright, that's all from me for this episode. If you found this frame rate analysis of Atelier Yumiya informative or helpful, I appreciate a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to Nintendo K for more performance analysis on upcoming games. I'm Danny, and I'll catch you in the next one.